All right, we got ourselves Mr. Arts 2011 Tahoe in here today. So apparently he was driving home yesterday, was going through his cul-de-sac, and the back left tire felt like it just locked up on him and he skirted down. So he brought it over here last night. His brake light is on the dash. First thing I noticed was his brake fluid was low. So I added a little bit. I need to go pick up some more fluid. We're gonna put the power bleeder on here and pressurize this system if we can't find a leak, and see if we can't force it under pressure to come out, because that fluid's got to go somewhere. But I'm just trying to get to the bottom of where the heck that fluid went, because it should be a closed system. But for now, we're going to get it up in the air. We're going to take a look at the back tires, spin them, and then take a look underneath and see if we can't spot the leak. All right, so we're starting right here at the problem child, and you'll notice after spinning it, it wasn't making any weird noises. There's plenty of brake pad left on both pads. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and pull this caliper off. I want to check these slides. They may be sticking or getting ready to start sticking a lot. So it may have just bound up on them the other day and not being able to slide back, and it could be as simple as just re-greasing these caliper slides. So we're going to start by checking those, and then while we have this off, we'll pull the caliper bracket and we'll yank this rotor off just so we can see the parking brake inside. I did notice the parking brake was on whenever I got in. I did notice the parking brake was on when I got in it to bring it in the garage. So I don't know if he just had it on, was driving with it on, didn't know, or if he put it on whenever he got here. Haven't asked him. We're just gonna dive in here and take a look at it anyway, just because we're already here. So first things first, let's pull this caliper off. That looks like about a 13 millimeter. So there'll be one on the top, there will be one on the bottom. And we'll take this puppy off and we will just set it up here. All right, I do believe we have already found our problem. So if you look at the pads here, they are old, but they still have plenty of meat on them. Check this out. See how the thing just kind of clunked out of there and it's hard to pull? It should move nice and freely. So up here on the top, that one moves a little better, but it's still real grimy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and pull these out. And now we're gonna learn how to clean and grease caliper slides. So I'm gonna grab some stuff and we'll pick right back up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with the caliper slide itself. What I'll do is I'll take brake cleaner. This is my broken bottle of brake cleaner. So I use this for things like this slide. I just gotta press it in. I dropped it, but you'll just get that going with some brake cleaner. I typically use Super Clean degreaser for this, but I actually gave away my last bottle yesterday. So I'll have to pick up some more. But brake cleaner, degreaser, it doesn't really matter what you use. You're just gonna try and get all that grimy off that was on there. So if you look at the other one, see all this black grimy on that? We're gonna get all that thick, nasty, old grease off. And then when you're done, it should be nice and clean. Sometimes if they're real bad, I'll go hit them in the wire wheel. If there's like some super thick stuff I can't seem to get off. But it's as simple as that. You just get it nice and clean. So I'm gonna do the other one, and then we'll move over to the actual caliper bracket itself. All right, so now that we have the slides clean, we'll walk right over here to where they go in the bracket. You can do this on or off the vehicle, but I like to just squirt brake cleaner right up in these holes, trying to rinse out some of that old nasty grease. And then what I'll do is I'll take a paper towel and like a pick tool like this, and I'll just shove that in there and just kind of move it around with the pick and try and get it as clean as I can. And you'll see the paper towel just pulled out. That's what it looks like. And now I'm going to give it one more spritzer, and then I'll blow it out with some compressed air, and we're going to do that to both top and bottom. Now we've got the caliper side cleaned up and blown out. What you're going to do is you're going to need some synthetic caliper grease. So this one is blue. I don't know if it changes colors or not. I'm sure it does depending on the brand. But stuff's super cheap. You can get a big jar of it for like 10 bucks or so. But yeah, you're just going to wipe this all on here. All over it. And it's hard to explain, but it needs to be not too thick but not too thin either. So you'll see there we got a nice good coating on there. Now we're just going to stab it in and work it back and forth a bunch of times. Stab it in, it'll probably push a little bit of the excess grease out. So I'll just clean that up with a paper towel like so. You do not want that getting down your rotor. Now look, that is how free and easy these should move. Just like that. Shouldn't be hard at all. So I'm gonna get the top one done, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get this off and take a look at the parking brakes while I'm in here. But if one side's gummy, you need to do the other one, so I'll check all 4 of them on this here vehicle. It's something that a lot of people overlook when they do the brakes, but that is very, very important. You need to make sure those caliper slides are greased and moving correctly.
A few moments later.
Oh boy, so I'm gonna check back in on this. I have gone around to every tire to do these caliper slides. I've never seen this before. The upper caliper slide up here was so gummed and wedged that I tried to pry it out. I couldn't pry it out. I was like, yeah, I'll just hit it with my impact, break it loose in there, because you know they're supposed to spin. Like it's just a pin in there. It snapped off inside the caliper bracket because it is so rusted in there. I've never seen that before. I don't know if that's a common thing or not. I've never seen it. This is wild. But yeah, we're getting a whole new caliper bracket for that one. Well, guys, I'm wrapping up Mr. Art's old Tahoe here. But I just wanted to point this out. So I have followed every brake line up. I have my power bleeder up on the system up top. We have this thing under about 15 PSI of pressure right now. There's no fluid on the ground. The only thing is the little bits of oil I dropped when I changed his oil, which he does have a pretty significant rear main seal leak. But yeah, there's no fluid coming out anywhere. So that's it. It's good, I guess. I topped it off, or I'll top it off now and pull out what I need to pull out from the power bleeder, because that thing likes to overfill it. But I guess we're just gonna call it good. And if you got any idea of what could have happened there, throw it in the comments. The best guess I have is maybe somebody did some work previously and didn't top off the fluid. Maybe they had to change a caliper or something. I don't know, but that system should be closed. Obviously, as your calipers depress, you're gonna drop. That's why you have a min and a max line, but you should never be below that min line, especially in the case of this where you got tons of brake pad left. So I don't know. If you have an idea, throw it in the comments. But that's about that. That's about it for that. Remember, check your caliper slides, check your caliper slides, check your caliper slides. I had to do a whole bracket and buy slides because the bracket didn't come with them, which involved 2 trips to the store because I'm an idiot. But yeah, it's all buttoned up now. We're good to go on the brakes, so we're gonna get the tires back on it and get her down on the ground. Whoop, whoop. If the video helped you out, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you want to see more.